Crisp and clean with no caffeine. And in this one, we're looking at cracked leather. A lot of you did want me to do an update on this shoe to see how the cracked leather was broken in and how it ages, and here we go. Right off the bat, this shoe is basically a tank. The leather on it is a collab, so I feel like the leather is a little bit better. I mean, it holds up. I wore these for so many months. Trust me when I tell you, I actually wore these shoes. I didn't get them new and sprinkle dirt on them right out of the box and clean it up and say, look how great I am. This shoe's amazing. I did not do that. I wore this shoe everywhere, to the gym, to the store, going out. I have barns with horses that are around my house. I go play with the horses. And this is kind of like a normal wear and tear that a lot of people are kind of scared to wear this shoe because it is so white, or was kind of white. If you watched my first video, the top layer of it was peeling. I had a black blanket that was on my lap at the time, and it was covered with little pigments of this leather. Ever since then, it has not done that. It looks like it can peel or you can just rub it off, but I tried and it's still, there's nothing. It's just from that first day, there was a little bit on my hand, a lot on that towel, and that was basically it. Even with me like brushing it, I didn't see hardly any kind of leather like coming off of it or shedding, anything like that. And there's not many videos out there on cracked leather to see what it does, what happens to it. So I wanted to find out. A few people that are around me are questioning my thoughts of taking like a $400 shoe and just totally beating it up. Why buy a shoe if you're not gonna wear it? So I decided just to kind of beat these up just to see how they held up. I'm gonna be honest with you, after cleaning this shoe, the results were kind of minimum. Common dirt that's on it, that got out, but the cracked leather, it's still kind of dingy looking, still kind of darker. It's still so solid. Even the creasing on it, there is a little creasing, as you can see right there, but it's still just not bad. And I have put some miles in these bad boys. I've worn these not every single day for the past several months, but 4 to 5 days a week. It's a Jordan 1 bottom. That's not dog poo, I promise. You can't really mess up a Jordan 1 bottom. The midsole right there, the color hasn't changed too much. It's already like a dark sail kind of cream look straight out of the box. That's how they come. There's a lot of markings on it to make it slightly darker. What I did, I took an eraser, just erased basically the whole midsole just to get all the markings off of it. And then cleaned it off and it looks pretty good. Now the leather snake print part on there is basically flawless. I don't have any kind of scratches or dirt or anything. I mean, it looks just beautiful as it did day one. Now I didn't wear these with the white or the cream or sail laces that come with it. I like them both actually, but I prefer the maroon. But the maroon, they're wax laces, so they kind of collect the little dirt particles here and there. It's not awful, but it does happen. So especially with that cracked leather, the tongue is actually pretty cracked looking, so you may get some of that cracked material on those laces, but it's not bad. Previous video I talked about is it the auglets? End of the shoestrings, damn it. It's not that much of a factor the more I wore it. I mean, you can still, every now and then they'll click together, but I guess it depends on how you tie it or where they are. It's not that bad. The really padded inside that looks pretty premium. It doesn't really feel that premium, but it held up and it didn't have many, I call them sock balls in there. There was a few because I like to wear white socks a lot. Just about any video, especially the cleaning ones, a little lint shaver from Amazon, $10 will go in there and clean that, no doubt. It's worth every single penny. $10, you can't go wrong with the lint shaver. It does have that little patch inside of there You can kind of see inside. I'm not a fan of the patches because you can feel them when you step on them in your sock, unless you have a real thick sock. But me, I put insoles in every single thing I wear, especially a Jordan 1. When I took the laces off of these, the tongue looked kind of bad actually. I guess that's just from the shoestrings rubbing back and forth on the tongue. It's really hard to show you the differences when I cleaned it. I took the shoelaces out, I stuffed the shoe, and I cleaned it and I scrubbed. And it's hard to tell on camera. I tried different lighting, better lighting. I tried to go outside and do it. You just can't really tell on camera the difference. There's actually not too much difference, honestly. It definitely gets more cracks, especially in the toe box, or more defined cracks, I guess you could say. It will not stay that pretty cream color. They do get a little darker. I cleaned this shoe with a couple different brushes, you know, different kind of bristles on them. There was no kind of shedding or anything. It did get the dirt off of it, and that's basically it. All the cracks and everything still was there. It still looks gritty, kind of dirty. It did get lighter, but like I said, I tried so many different ways to show you the difference on camera, and you just can't really tell. It looks very similar, but there is a difference in person, in hand. The clean shoe is slightly lighter, but it's definitely not how it was out of the box, which I'm okay with. So if you buy that Jordan 1 with the cracked leather, or if you have it and you want to wear it, the white parts will definitely get a little darker. It won't be trashed, but I mean, you should know that when you buy that the cracked leather is gonna, you know, look a little more beat up. As soon as you wear it, it's gonna become a little darker. But I think that's gonna help, especially with the aged midsole. I think the Jordan 1s had a slightly discolored midsole. It's not much, but it's there. First video I did, I think it was 2 months that I wore the shoe. And it's not much difference from those 2 months till now. There may be other things like some heavy mud or ketchup or something that will stain this. That I don't know. This is just normal wear and tear that I've done. You know, probably some good dirt on it, a lot of gym moving around. There's not much difference, just slightly more creasing. And there's no more shedding that I know of that I can see. Even when cleaning, all the leather stayed intact. It's just cracked. There are a few little spots that's missing, like the cracked leather and the underneath layer, I guess you can say. I would love to like try to take a pair or sand these down and see what it looks like without cracked leather or what's under there. I'm not gonna do this unless I got another pair for some reason. This is actually the 2015 Chicago. It's not the Lost and Found. It's not the Lost and Found. And you can kind of see the difference. Just how it is, how cracked, how the, you know, it's definitely not white. It's definitely gonna be a cream, darker color, which I like. I mean, I love this too. I mean, that's a classic. But I also love that dirty, dingy look. And it looks good, the maroon and the midsole. I don't regret beating these up at all. I think they actually look a little better. When I do see them brand new, I do go, ooh, that is pretty clean. But when I see it like that, I go, ooh, that's got a little more character to it, you know? Once you wear a shoe and beat it up, you're not afraid to wear it, man. You get your money's worth. Especially if you pay $350, $400 for this shoe. That vintage look is in style, and that's what they're trying to mimic. And some shoes come fresh out the box looking like they're old. Kind of like this one here, which I think there's a black pair on the way, which I'm extremely excited for, and I will have. If you could think of me doing anything else to this shoe without totally destroying it, to see how it holds up or how long it lasts or what it may look like, let me know below. Let me know what you think. And am I crazy for doing this? Does it look better? Does it look worse? Just let me know, and I'll catch you on the next one.